Hello everyone, welcome to our first gameplay video of Lorcana. We've been playing a bunch since Gen Con. We managed to get a bunch of product and now we've been testing out different strategies. I'm really liking this item deck. I think it might be a little bit worse than the red-purple control, but I'm really testing it out, see if the draw power in the Maurice and items compensates some of the flaws that the red-purple deck has. So let's take a look at the deck and then we'll go and start, I guess, playing 2 matches at least so that we can see how the deck works. So first we have 4 copies of Mickey. Mickey is really good. He basically ramps us really fast and then starts questing, and our opponent has to deal with him at some point, or he can also deal with some Lilos or fast aggro decks. He's a menace, but he also ramps us a lot. I've been liking him a lot. Before, I used to have 4 copies of Grammatala, but definitely I was not seeing her work as well as I wanted, so I switched her out for more items so that we can have more draw power. Mainly items that we can also ink, like Coconuts and Quill, that I was playing less than 4 copies of each, but they were really exceeding my expectations. So I took those out and replaced them with more items. Next up is Maui. We're playing 4 copies of Maui. Maui is really amazing, especially when combined with Shield of Virtue. He can really come in and deal with a lot of our opponent's threats, and he comes in really fast in this deck, so we're ramping a lot. We have 4 copies of One Jump Ahead, 4 copies of Mickey, and we can really reach that 5 ink pretty fast, and that helps us a lot to deal with those fast aggro decks. Next up, we're playing 4 Maurice. He's one of the best cards in the deck. Every time you play an item, you get to draw a card, and when he quests, the next item costs 2 less, so that makes it even better for playing items like Poisoned Apple or Quill further ahead into the game. So really amazing card. We're also playing 4 Tamatoa. This is like our endgame finisher, and also pretty good because he gets an item back from the discard pile to your hand, so you can keep drawing with Maurice. That's why we're playing 4 copies of Poisoned Apple and 4 copies of Magic Golden Flower, because you need items in the discard pile so that we can get them back with Tamatoa every time he comes into play and he quests. So that's pretty amazing. Next up, we're playing 4 copies of Maleficent. We were playing 4 copies of Hades, but this is a deck that ramps a lot, so we can get to those 9 ink. We're playing control, so we get up there pretty easily. And he's also inkable. We were getting into a situation with Hades, Be Prepared, and Poisoned Apple. Also One Jump Ahead where we could, and Mickey where we didn't have enough inkable cards. So Maleficent, I think it's a great change. Also, Hades has a problem with his 3 attack. He can't deal with those big green threats. So Maleficent is really amazing in that sense as well. She has 7 attack, 5 health. So if we play her, we banish something, and next turn she survives, and we can Shield of Virtue, kills 2 other things. That's really game for us. So I think Maleficent is better than Hades. We gotta take advantage that we're playing red in this deck especially. Next up, we're playing 4 Develop Your Brain. Amazing card. Sometimes you're just stuck not drawing items or not finding Maurice, and this is a great way to find him. So I think it's an amazing card. You have to play it. 4 cards of One Jump Ahead. Really good card. This is what enables us to play those more expensive cards, like, well, basically the whole deck, because you can see this costs 5, this costs 6, 8, 9, so we need One Jump Ahead. It's really amazing. Let It Go is, I've realized in this game you need a lot of removal. If you're playing against those green decks that are throwing out those huge threats that quest for 3, you need to be able to banish them in your turn, even if they haven't quested already, or they're gonna beat you just by questing 3, then you're not gonna be able to stop them. Even if you're removing them afterwards with your Tamatoas, with your Mauis, with Be Prepared, you need to have spot removal so that they can't even quest once. So Let It Go, it's amazing. A lot of times we ink it if we have cards like Be Prepared in hand, or if we have Mauis and we know we can deal with things faster. But it's a great card to have in hand in that late game when you've wiped their board and they're only playing like 1 card per turn, and you have Let It Go in hand. You know that you're not going to lose the game. Next up, one of the most important cards in the deck, 4 copies of Be Prepared. Be Prepared is really amazing. Basically what we do in this deck is we ramp all the way until Be Prepared, play it, and then we can start playing our things. And basically nobody's prepared for 1 or 2 be prepareds in a match, and that really throws them off. Next up, all the items. So we have 4 shields, we have 4 magic flowers, 4 scepters, 4 coconuts, 4 apples, and 4 quills. Pretty straightforward. We have this as drawing power, but they're all pretty good. Support items. Poisoned apple is a card that not a lot of people are playing, but I think it's really, really amazing. There's a lot of princess decks out there. You face Rapunzel like in most of the matches, and this deals with her. If you're playing kind of an item mirror, this deals with Ariel. And if not, this is also another removal like Let It Go, because it doesn't have to be a princess. Basically what you do with this card is you can tap an opponent's creature, and then you can remove it. So 4 copies of Poisoned Apple works the same as Let It Go at the end of the day, and it's really, really good. I've liked it a lot. And it also draws you a card with Maurice, so really worth it. And Quill is really, really good. This is another way to ramp, one of the best ways to ramp actually. I lately like, even if it's turn 3 and I have Mickey in hand and I have Quill, I rather play Quill and ink Mickey than playing Mickey alone, because Quill next turn is going to ramp you again, and once you have it out there, you're really, really ramping really fast, and that's going to take you to Tamatoa and Maleficent and Maurice pretty fast and in a really good spot. So Quill, I only had 3 copies of those. That was one of the ones I included after removing Grammatala, so really recommended. So okay, let's go right ahead into the game. Okay, so let's go jump straight ahead into the game. So this is Pixelborn. It's a simulator, really, really cool. You'll find the link to their Discord in the video description. We've been playing really recently in the simulator, so right now we're in rank 3 Wood, and this goes all the way up into Grandmaster 1. So we're only starting. Let's see how the deck works in these low tiers, and then we'll do a video, or you can check it out if you're in a higher tier, how it works for you. The games we've played so far have been pretty good. Those really aggro green decks have been really troublesome, especially because Cusco is an amazing card with Ward. That's another reason why we played Maui. Okay, so this is a pretty good hand. We have Let It Go, Scepter. We don't have a lot of ramp though, so that worries me a bit. Like, we're not gonna get to Maleficent pretty fast, so let's get rid of that. We're not gonna get to Tamatoa really fast. I like Let It Go because we can actually ink it, but Let It Go and Maui, like, we don't need both, and we have Shield, so I'd rather have Shield and Maui. So let's just replace Let It Go as well, and Poison Apple, we don't need it right now, so we need to find that ramp. There you go. So much better in hand with 1 jump ahead. Oh, you have forgotten me? Interesting. We need to be careful not to just have 2 cards in hand. Okay, interesting card. We can ink Tamatoa, no problem, we got 2. And then we'll see. Okay, and we can play Develop Your Brain, see what else is coming. Nice. So I think a Mickey. So a 1 jump ahead followed by a Mickey should be pretty good. That way we can have Maui out and dealing out with those pesky little creatures of our opponent pretty fast. There you go, Rapunzel. That's why we're playing Poison Apple. And okay, Sebastian. Singing deck, interesting. Okay, I really like Flower. I don't want to ink Flower right now. Let's ink Scepter. And let's just play 1 jump ahead and pass. We're in a pretty good position. Next turn, hopefully we draw something we can ink, or we could just go ahead and ink 1 Maui. But I think Maui against, especially this deck, can be pretty interesting. He's playing some small characters that Maui can deal with pretty easily. Okay, Cheshire Cat. That's a problem, although we can deal with some stuff and then just... Ooh, okay. So let's go ahead and Mickey. And now we need both Mauis because he has Cheshire Cat. So I guess we don't use the Flower right now. Let's see. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and use Flower. And I think we're gonna play the shield. Normally I don't like playing my items before having Maurice out, but we're gonna need that shield for our Maui plays. So we might as well play it now. Okay, Scepter's pretty good for inking right now. Man, I would love to play one jump ahead and Maui, but we just don't have enough, and we need to start dealing with this stuff. So let's just go ahead and Maui. Sebastian's a bit more dangerous right now because he can sing. And I guess we just... Oh, actually, we can sing this with Mickey. Okay, yeah, that's better, that's better. That way, if we draw a Be Prepared or something like that and he keeps playing characters, we have a better chance. Right now, we're pretty good, though, because we can banish Timon with our Maui and then banish Cheshire Cat. And that's basically wiping him out, and we're setting up to play our Tamatoa, which in his colors he's gonna have a lot of trouble dealing with. So right now I'm afraid of a discard 2, but that wouldn't be that bad either because we've got some nice board presence with Maui. Hopefully he doesn't play it though. Although it would cost him. He has to ink something and then play it, and he's gonna be left with 2 cards in hand, and he already inked I think 2 of them, so hopefully he doesn't have the 3rd one. Okay, so he's up to 4 now, so that could be a problem. Okay, no problem at all. Okay, so we have another Maui. Could also deal with the Timon with a shield. Yeah. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and Maui. We'll deal with the... Oh, actually, yeah, let's just do this here. We'll go ahead and shield Maui and deal with Cheshire Cat. And we can quest with Mickey, start getting some lore in. There you go. I really don't want to fall that back behind, so that's why I didn't play Tamatoa. I'd rather just deal with both threats in the table. He doesn't have anything to sing with now. It's okay, he's probably gonna get Cheshire Cat back, but he can't play it right now, I think. Okay, so he gets Sebastian. Okay, so let's go ahead and play just Tamatoa immediately. And next turn we can play shield and quest for a bit more. So yeah, basically if he can't deal with Tamatoa right now, we're just gonna go so far ahead that he's gonna have a lot of trouble giving up. Okay, Mad Hatter is definitely a problem, but hopefully we can deal with him. Okay, so that's not that good right now. Let's just quest. Quest. And just in case, because we're not going to be playing anything else, we'll just leave our characters. That way he can't challenge them or anything. Okay, so Mad Hatter's out. Okay, good thing is we're still getting items, so we can quest for a bit more. And next turn we can deal with Mad Hatter with our Maui, and probably Sebastian if he's gonna quest with it. So I think I can lose my Mickey. I don't want to lose Be Prepared, so let's just live in tapped. So what we can do in the next turn is, okay, he just wants to draw one card. We can deal with both of them this turn, but he's still questing for 4 next turn, so we still have to... Okay, that's a great card right now. We can find an item. There you go. Let's grab it out of the shield. Get shield so we can quest for 5. And quest for 1 with Mickey. Perfect. Now let's play ooh. Okay, I think so now I don't have enough. I definitely need to deal with Mad Hatter, and we can do that with Maui. But he's going to be able to quest for 2, 4, 5. He's going to go up to 18. And we have game right now. So let's see what he can do in his turn though. So what he could potentially do is he could blink, he could send Tamatoa back to her hand. Okay, yeah, he was in a pretty bad position right now. Tamatoa is her end game, as I told you before, so he's really, really good at that. So that's our first game won. Let's go ahead to our second game so that maybe we can get a different matchup, and that way you can see the game, the deck in action, and then you can comment down below what other decks you would like to see. And or if you would like a series where we rank all the way up to Grandmaster or something like that, that's absolutely something I would like to do as well. So okay, let's get into game mode right now. We need to win this game as well. Again, I like Maui, I like Maurice, I like that we have a bunch of items. I don't think we need both Let It Goes. Other than that, I think we're good. Perfect, that's what I was looking for, maybe a small ramp. And Mickey is perfect for that. So let's go ahead and ink Flower. And pass. Nice. I like getting Cheshire Cat out of the way. Okay, interesting. This is a really fast aggro deck. Okay. So let's see if we can deal with it. This is one of our biggest threats. You know, control decks suffer against fast aggro decks. Normally, I would play Quill followed by inking Mickey, but right now I think we can use Mickey a lot more to deal with Lilo, unless he plays Simba right now and we can't deal with Lilo with Mickey. I would rather play Mickey instead of playing Quill. Okay, that's okay. Nice. I think I need shield Shield on Maui is pretty good. He's probably playing some big questers in green. But I still feel like I need to... Yeah, let's go ahead and ink, let it go. Play Mickey. And then next turn we can play Maui. So next turn we're dealing with 2 of his questers. I think we're in a good position. As long as we can get out Maurice with all the items we have, we should be okay. We need to draw something inkable though. Okay, so that's hands out of the way. Okay, so it's okay because we can play Maui and attack Lilo with Mickey. Nice, nice. So I think, yeah, I'd rather ink coconuts or even Quill. I think Quill could, yeah, let's ink Quill. We could use the coconuts later on. Play Maui. Deal with Simba. And deal with Lilo. Perfect. So that's most of the bigger threats dealt with. And we still have Maui. So if he wants to quest or play a bodyguard, it's not gonna work for him. And we can potentially do Maurice, or we can even not play Maurice yet, play Shield and attack twice if he keeps playing big stuff. So that way we can deal with all the threats right now. Okay, perfect. That's an understandable play. We can lose our Maui against Cusco, that's okay. Nice. So I think, yeah, we'll just go ahead and ink Coconut Basket. We'll attack Lilo. We'll attack Cruella. And let's see what he wants to return to our hand. If it's Maui, it's completely okay with us, actually, because that heals him up. And if it's Mickey, it's also okay. We get to ramp more farther ahead or just ink him some way. Okay, so he decides not to blink anything, and we'll go ahead and play Maurice. So still in a pretty good position. We're gonna draw a lot of cards next turn, and he only has a Cusco, which we'll deal with Maui. Perfect. He only has 3 ink in his ink pool right now, so whatever he finds, it's probably gonna be a Cusco or something like that. He's gonna be pretty slow. Okay, he wants to shift into that Stitch, but we can potentially deal with Stitch right now with our Apple. So I'll go ahead and play Apple. Let's see. If we quest, just go ahead and banish Cusco. He's too dangerous. This guy's a 2, so we are going to need... Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a bad play. So let me okay, no, actually, it's not that bad. Let's see. If I play this... Yeah, let's just go all out this turn so that we can deal with that Stitch. So we'll tap Stitch. We will attack him with Maurice. And we can still draw 2 cards, which is pretty good. We'll quest with Mickey. And let's just drop 2 cards. We're good. We could try to start ramping into the Maleficent. That's interesting, but this is draw power right there, so let's not do that right now. We can, though, heal our Maurice. We really don't want it to die. I don't think there's a possibility of him dying right now, but we don't need that flower other than to heal Maurice up. So we know he has a Stitch, which he can't play, and let's see what else he draws. I would be a bit worried about the Cusco, because I don't have a way to deal with him right now.
Please.
Probably would need... Okay, that's okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and quest. Play coconuts for free. Draw a card. Okay. Right now is where I would really want to have Quill so that I can ink Mickey and ink Be Prepared. But let's see what we can get. Maybe we can draw into that Quill. Okay, Tamatoa is amazing. So I think I'm gonna ramp with Mickey. And I'm gonna heal my Mickey. And I'll quest. And I'm also gonna ink a Maleficent. Definitely. That way next turn we can either go Maleficent or we can go Tamatoa, get our item back, and keep drawing cards. We still have 3 left, so I'm just gonna protect my Maurice. Okay. Pretty good. Yeah, of course he has to ink Stitch. Okay, he's losing that guy. Perfect. So, how do we want to do this? We really need to deal with this guy, but this guy destroys my hand if I don't do it correctly. So I think I'm just going to attack here. Discard up. Be prepared. And I'll go ahead and play Tamatoa immediately and get my flower back. Oh, actually, I think I'd rather have the poisoned apple in hand just to deal with whatever he has.
What?
And we'll go ahead and heal Maurice.
When?
Yeah, perfect. And let's go ahead and quest.
What?
Yeah, so this game looks pretty good for us. Next turn we can potentially play a bunch of items and quest with Tamatoa for a lot. And also deal with anything he plays. Thanks to the poisoned apple. That's why I really like it. You know, poisoned apple and Tamatoa are a really good combination. Sometimes you read it and it's like, oh, this card is not that good, but that's not true. As long as you can keep getting poisoned apple back from your discard pile. So basically what I like to do is I play poisoned apple, I use it, then I quest with Tamatoa, get it back, use shield, and attack whatever I used the apple on. And then basically every turn you have removal no matter what your opponent does. So for example there, he did everything to get up to his Stitch, and we can deal with Stitch with Poison Apple in a minute. So let's go ahead and quest. That makes our apple pretty cheap. Draw. Now we get another one. So what we want to do here is we still want to play all our items so that we can quest for a bunch. And now let's just go ahead and do this. So we'll play apple. Okay, we can even do this as well. Yeah, we don't need that. So we can go ahead and play coconuts as well. We can quest. Grab our poisoned apple back. We don't need a second Tamatoa, so let's get rid of that. And that way we can attack that Stitch with our... Okay. Now we can heal up Tamatoa as well. Yeah, they basically with one, so let's just quest with Mickey's. There you go. So as I told you, Mickey's pretty good against aggro decks. Being able to deal with Lilo is amazing. They a lot of times trust their Simba to protect their creatures. And the best thing we can do is play our Maui, which they're not expecting, deal with their Simba, and then dealing with their Lilos. So, okay, pretty amazing games. There you have, it's the item control deck, and you can see the really amazing draw power it has, and the combination with Tamatoa and Maurice is amazing. So, love this deck. I think it's really good against other control decks, which is pretty interesting because if you're playing aggro, you have that problem against Be Prepared or other dangerous decks. but it's really, really good. I think this is good against aggro. You know, we have a lot of solutions, but it's also really good against control. So it's definitely a deck I'm gonna keep trying out and keep practicing. So thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember to comment, subscribe, and like.